Good morning. It's Saturday. It's going to be a great day here. I got a cool project I'm working on. I hope to get it done, and I may share it with y'all this afternoon or tomorrow if I get it done. But I want to go to two scriptures. So if you watch the 1 minute version, we talked about anxiety causing depression that you can find in Proverbs 12:25. But we're in the James series, so I want to connect these two. So Proverbs 12:25 says, "Anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression." And in the 1 minute segment, I kind of went through what causes anxiety. You know, keeping up with our neighbors, having to have the newest things, having to be the best at work, or having to or work for the applause of man and not the applause of heaven. All of that causes anxiety. You know, comparing your marriage to another marriage is going to cause anxiety in your life because truthfully, we all are different. God created every one of us different. We all have a divine fingerprint. We're all just uniquely different. And so when we start comparing ourselves or our marriage or our children or our cars or our houses or whatever it is to another, that's going to create anxiety. That's going to lead to depression. And so I would encourage you to deal with that in your own heart. Just turn it over to Jesus. You're not on earth to please man. And so if you're on earth to collect things, one day you're going to die and those things are going to rot. So deal with that. But I want to share out of James. James 4:4 says, "Do you not know that friendship with this world is enemy with God?" So here's how these two connect. We live, for those of us that live in America, we live in a world where that old saying, keeping up with the Joneses, is important to us. And so we find friends and we got to keep up with them. We think that we have to compare to them. Again, I want to go back to, you are uniquely created by God with a purpose that is going to be fulfilled in your life if you let God do it. You were not created to compare yourself to your friends. You surely were not created to go out and become friends with a bunch of people that don't have your vision, your ethics, your mindset, and your spirituality or your faith. You weren't created for that. But unfortunately, we fall into this trap. We make some money or we don't make some money, but we find friend groups that we don't necessarily agree with, but we become friends with them. And before you know it, it's a competition. Who can do better at this? Who can do better at that? Who can, have a bigger house? Whose kids are better? Whose marriage is better? And we start comparing things. Well, that creates anxiety, which leads to depression. We do not want that. But I want to go back to the bigger point. If you find yourself as a person filled with faith, trying to please God, trying to operate in the gifts of the Spirit, trying to love your neighbor as yourself, love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. That is the great commandment. If that's you, but you find yourself with a friend group that's doing everything opposite of that. They're trying to please each other. They're trying to conform to the ways of this world. They're compromising in every area of their life. They're okay with the direction that America is going. Well, you've got yourself the wrong friend group, and the Bible speaks to that. Jesus is not in the middle of that. Although you may feel called to that group to lead them to the Lord, you might find yourself being swayed away from the Lord. So let me repeat what James says. James 4:4. "Do you not know that friendship with the world is enemy with God?" So this weekend, hopefully you're relaxing, hopefully today or tomorrow you get around a group of believers, you combine your faith with theirs, you put faith into action, and you start to pray for people that are sick, and you see them recover. You pray for people, or you start believing that chains would fall off of people or walls would be broken down. You get together with believers that are like-minded, that's going to happen. The Bible tells us that the things that Jesus did, we shall do also. But I want you to look at your friend group. If you're the weird oddball in your friend group full of faith, but when you get around your friends, you're having to compromise and kind of hide that part of your life, it's time for a new friend group. It's time to get around some believers and create some new friendships. Oh, you can still associate with those people and speak the word into them when you're around them, but that's not the people you should be hanging out with day and night. And it's surely not the people you should be comparing yourself to. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. God loves you. God designed you the way you are. Bloom where you're planted. Anyway, that's the message today. I know it might have been a little harsh. I love you all. It's going to be a great weekend, I think, all around the country. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of cool sporting events happening, just a lot going on. So find time, spend time with some fellow believers. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Reach out to your neighbor, your fellow human. Love them like you love yourself. I'll see you later.